Hey everybody, this is Imran from Gaming Till Disconnected, and this is the review of the MSI GT70 2PE Dominator Pro Dragon Edition.
Listen.
So just before I start, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to us if you want to see more reviews like this one. Right, let's get started. This is the GT70 2PE Dominator Pro Dragon Edition, currently priced at £2,340. For that you get an Intel Core i7-4810MQ processor, Nvidia GeForce GTX 880M graphics card, 32GB of RAM, 3 M.2 SSDs in RAID 0, 1TB of regular HDD storage running Windows 8.1, along with a few extra perks. Other than the obvious laptop and power adapter, MSI also include a backpack to carry the Dominator Pro, a pair of SteelSeries Siberia V2 headsets with MSI branding, an MSI gaming mouse, mousepad, along with the standard user manuals and warranty information, and the driver CDs for the onboard software and gaming mouse. First of all, the backpack MSI provide is actually decent, with plenty of room to fit the Dominator Pro, the headsets, mouse, power adapter, and a notebook, as well as extra compartments for odd bits and bobs. But that's enough about the bag. After all, this is Gaming Till Disconnected and not Bags Unzipped. The lightweight SteelSeries headset features a retractable mic and an inline remote to mute said mic and adjust the volume. My biggest complaint about the Siberia V2, included with the GT70 Dominator Pro, is with the volume dial on the inline remote. It's a bit stiff and squishy, which can get a little frustrating over time. The MSI gaming mouse follows the red and black colour scheme, and allows for on-the-fly DPI switching. But I'll be honest, I didn't use it too much, as we got our hands on a Logitech G402 gaming mouse, and I fancy to go on that. I'm told these extras come as standard with the Super Pack version of the GT70 Dominator Pro Dragon Edition. Right, back to the laptop. So let's start by taking a look at the outside, and then we'll talk about the internals. The GT70 Dominator Pro Dragon Edition follows the usual look and form factor to other laptops we've reviewed from MSI. However, being part of the gaming series Dragon family, you'll notice that the main difference, not including the internals, is in the colour. The GT70 Dominator Pro Dragon Edition measures at a length of 42.8cm from side to side, a width of 28.8cm from top to bottom, and a height of 5.5cm at its widest point and 4cm at its slimmest point, with a weight of 3.9kg with the battery installed. So it's fair to say, this isn't the slimmest or the lightest laptop out there. But as I've said in previous reviews, this shouldn't discourage you if you're serious about buying a gaming laptop. If you can get past the fact that it's a little bulky, the Dominator Pro Dragon Edition actually looks stunning. The top platen features a red brushed aluminium plate, framed by matte black plastic, on the sides and bottom, with the top border sharing a similar look to the aluminium plate. There is a slight variation with the plastic and aluminium plate, as with any metal to plastic crossover, but this is nitpicking to otherwise an excellent finish. There's a chrome MSI logo positioned in the middle of the brushed aluminium, in front of an etched MSI dragon, which breaks up the red and adds a second tone. As per usual, the chrome MSI logo lights up when the GT70 is powered. Unfortunately, the brushed aluminium plate is inclined to fingerprints and smudges. When you lift the top platen, you'll see the stunning 17.3-inch high-definition anti-glare display panel. There is a little flex, but this is to be expected of a panel this size. But unless you're planning on wrenching the panel, this isn't going to be an issue. The display panel is bordered by fine textured black plastic, with the built-in webcam and mic. Unfortunately, the built-in webcam and mic once again aren't the best. The webcam, which records at 30 frames per second at 720p, has poor, grainy and pixelated results. Even with adequate lighting, the video can be somewhat overexposed. However, for the odd Skype call or Google Hangout, the webcam should suffice. Although the built-in mic is also substandard due to it catching unwanted noise and the tinny sound quality, I'm a bit more forgiving as MSI include the SteelSeries headset, and the mic on that is far superior to the built-in mic. As we move down to the lower platen, we find the two speakers by Dyne Audio, separated by the power button and the 6 hotkeys that bring up power DVD, toggle the cooler boost fan on and off, cycle through the 4 LED modes for the keyboard, turn airplane mode on and off, turn the display off, and bring up MSI Dragon Center, which lets you monitor the system and other onboard utilities. Under that sits the full-size keyboard trimmed by glossy black plastic, which is very prone to fingerprints and smudges, and if you're a veteran of the channel, then you'll know my disdain for fingerprint marks. On the lower part of the bottom platen, you'll find the trackpad and the same red brushed aluminium plate with a similarly etched MSI Dragon, or at least parts of it. As you go to the sides and the back, you'll find all the I/O ports, which include 3.5mm audio ports for headphones, mic, line in and line out, allowing for 5.1 surround sound, as well as 3 USB 3.0 ports and an SD card reader. On the other side you'll find 2 standard USB ports, along with a DVD drive, so you can watch your favourite films, or install and play disc-based games. At the back you'll find the power connection and the Ethernet port, along with a VGA port, mini display port and HDMI port, allowing you to connect up to 3 external displays at the same time. Finally, on the underside of the Dominator Pro, you'll find the 9-cell battery, along with the subwoofer and ventilation holes. Visually, the GT70 2PE Dominator Pro Dragon Edition is almost identical to other gaming series laptops from MSI. The MSI GT70 Dominator Pro Dragon Edition has a gorgeous 17.3-inch high-definition anti-glare display panel, and when I say it's gorgeous, I really mean it. With a screen resolution of 1920 by 1080, HD images and videos look spectacular, but once again, due to the high pixel density, low resolution videos and images can appear a bit small due to the physical screen size. The viewing angles aren't bad either, about 50 to 55 degrees horizontally from the center of the screen. The colours stay quite vibrant up to this point, although anything over this is still visible to a certain extent. I noticed that colours start to bleed, and images can become less and less defined the wider you go. The vertical viewing angles, however, are less lenient. The display panel has to sit at almost a 90 to 95 degree angle. All in all, the display panel is of a decent size and quality for gaming, watching movies and day-to-day use. The MSI GT70 Dominator Pro Dragon Edition has 2 fantastic speakers by Dyne Audio that dip slightly towards you, and a subwoofer on the underside. Unlike a lot of mainstream laptop speakers, where the sound quality is poor, quiet and tinny, the GT70 Dominator Pro produces a full, rich and warm, weighty sound that doesn't get drowned out by ambient noise. I'm always impressed by the speakers MSI include with their laptops. MSI also include Creative Soundblaster Cinema, which has predefined presets that adjust the frequencies to best suit the task at hand, like music, movies or games. Or you can set a custom preset and tweak everything to best suit you. You can turn this feature off, but the difference is so noticeable, I wouldn't recommend it. Like with the display panel, the speakers are superb. The full-size keyboard on the GT70 Dominator Pro is provided by SteelSeries, featuring chiclet keys with full-colour backlighting. The keyboard is raised and sits at a 5-degree angle towards you, which is great as your hands shouldn't feel strained after extended use. For general typing and gaming, each key is nicely spaced out. The Windows key has also been relocated to the right of the spacebar to prevent accidental presses when you're gaming. The Keyboard Manager app has been replaced by SteelSeries Engine, where the MSI Keyboard Manager app was quite basic with only a few functions to control the lighting. SteelSeries Engine is quite comprehensive. You can not only control the backlighting, but you can also record long and complex macros and add profiles to specific games and programs. If you really wanted, you could get each key to perform a different function, or reassign each key to input a different letter. Going back to the LED backlighting, there are 4 modes, which you can cycle through using the LED hotkey next to the power button, or by pressing the function key and either the number 1, 2, 3 or 4. Of these 4 modes, you can assign one of the 6 lighting presets, which include dual color, which alternates the backlighting between 2 specified colors, wave, which turns on 1 lighting zone at a time, breathing, which turns the LEDs on and off, gaming, which turns the middle and the right hand zone off, leaving only the left hand zone on, normal, this just has all 3 lighting zones turned on, and audio. This turns the LEDs on and off to react to the audio being played on the laptop. I was quite happy to see its return, but for some reason I couldn't get it working. But this preset really has no purpose, at least not one I could find. Obviously you can pick whichever colour or colours you want for each preset. The trackpad sits below the spacebar, placed a little off-centre, anchored towards the left. It's a decent size and is great for day-to-day use. However, like all trackpads, when you want to play something a bit more fast-paced, like Battlefield 4 or Titanfall, you're going to run into some issues. Thankfully, MSI addressed this problem by providing you with a gaming mouse. When a mouse is connected, the trackpad automatically turns itself off. There is a button just below the left of the spacebar, which is meant to toggle the trackpad on and off, but for some reason, when I had the MSI gaming mouse connected, it wouldn't reactivate the trackpad. But this really isn't a big issue, just something I thought I'd mention, and might just be an isolated case. In terms of hardware, the review sample we received is powered by an Intel i7 4810MQ with a base clock speed of 2.8 GHz, turbo boosted to 3.8, a Nvidia GeForce GTX 880M graphics card, 32GB of DDR3L memory with a speed of 1600 MHz, which I found was plenty to run the games I tested at a decent quality. There are 3 256GB M.2 SSDs set in RAID 0, or what MSI calls Super RAID 2. The idea is to get read speeds up to 1500 MB, and boy does it work. The 3 256GB M.2 SSDs in RAID 0 essentially equals one 768GB drive, which is going to be more than enough room to install your favourite games and programs, while still leaving room for more. Add that to the additional 1TB hard disk drive, giving you ample storage for movies and music. My only fear with RAID 0 setups is if one SSD goes wrong, then you potentially lose all your data, so a backup solution of your most critical files might be a good idea. However, this risk is somewhat overshadowed by the fact I was consistently getting read speeds between 1300 MB and 1500 MB, and I didn't have to compromise speed over capacity, and vice versa. I installed my usual array of games, Battlefield 4, Bioshock Infinite, Crysis 3 and Watch Dogs, and I have to admit, I wasn't disappointed in the slightest with its gaming abilities. Although I did notice you have to have the laptop plugged into the mains to get the best results. I also noticed that the laptop was capping the frame rates when the GT70 was running solely off the battery. Speaking of the battery, I'm impressed at how long it lasted for gaming in general day-to-day use. The battery lasted about an hour and 42 minutes while I was playing Bioshock, and just over 3 hours for general day-to-day use, which included word processing, watching YouTube videos, and web browsing, until I needed to plug it into the rather large AC adapter. The AC adapter isn't the most attractive thing to look at, but the MSI GT70 Dominator Pro Dragon Edition needs 180 watts to power it, so you'll have to get used to it. Luckily there is plenty of cables, so you can hide the power brick if it really bothers you that much. With all this gaming, you would expect the GT70 to get slightly hot, but once again I was pleasantly surprised at how relatively cool the GT70 remains. Even after running 3D Mark's Firestrike several times and gaming for several hours, the heat exhausted didn't exceed above 55 degrees. The laptop does a great job of keeping the core temperatures relatively cool. MSI also employs what they call Cooler Boost 2, which boosts the fan to 100% when the core temperatures get a bit toasty. This is usually done automatically by the system, or you can toggle it on and off via the Cooler Boost hotkey. The downside to this is, when the fan is at 100%, it can be a little audible. However, when the fan isn't at 100% and is just running normal, it's practically silent. So after several weeks of using the GT70 2PE Dominator Pro Dragon Edition as my main laptop for work and play, I have to say I'm impressed. This isn't your run-of-the-mill high street laptop. Visually, the GT70 Dominator Pro Dragon Edition looks stunning, and the edged dragon behind the glowing MSI logo gives the GT70 a premium feel and brings the entire look together. The high-definition display has a great viewing experience, allowing for a vibrant array of colours. The speakers with the added subwoofer are fantastic when you want to just kick back and watch a film without having to use headphones. Having a backlit keyboard is great when you want to play games in the dark or work in low light. Plus, with the inclusion of SteelSeries Engine, means you can record macros and set up profiles for games and programs like Photoshop or After Effects with relative ease. Speaking of games, you'll have no issue playing the latest at high quality levels. That being said, to get the best results out of this laptop, you will have to plug it into the mains, else the laptop tends to cap the performance to save on battery life. But for general day-to-day use, difference in performance won't be noticeable. However, the current price of the Dominator Pro Dragon Edition is rather daunting, and probably the only thing that will put you off to otherwise a great laptop. Although the price is understandable due to the hardware, performance and features MSI pack into this laptop. What MSI provide for this price point is everything you need to get started playing the latest games in one convenient, relatively small package without all the fuss. And for that reason, we've decided to award the MSI GT70 2PE Dominator Pro Dragon Edition with the Gaming Till Disconnected Elite Class Award. Okay, that's the end of that review. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You can also check out the full written review along with all the benchmarks at gamingtilldisconnected.com, the link's in the description below. If you like this video, then please click that like button, we're always grateful and it helps us out. Share this review if you think someone will find it useful, don't forget to subscribe to us for more tech reviews like this one, and follow us on Twitter and Google+. We've got some great stuff lined up which we think you'll like, and if you're feeling extra generous and want to help us out, check out our Patreon page, where you can pledge as little or as much as you like for as long as you like to help us keep making these videos. Right, that's all from me. Thanks for checking out my review, have a great day, and I hope you'll join me in the next one. Bye for now.